Today marks a significant escalation in the ongoing conflict as Russia launched an extensive and devastating strike against Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. The sheer scale and intensity of this attack have sent shockwaves throughout the region, with reports indicating widespread damage and significant casualties. The coordinated assault targeted various strategic locations within the capital, utilizing a combination of missile strikes and drone swarms. Early assessments suggest that key infrastructure, including power grids and communication networks, bore the brunt of these attacks, aiming to cripple Ukrainians' ability to resist and to instill fear within the civilian population. The sounds of explosion reverberate across the city for hours, a grim reminder of the relentless nature of the conflict. Emergency services were immediately overwhelmed, struggling to respond to multiple incidents simultaneously. The precision and reach of the Russian armament employed in this latest offensive highlights a continued commitment to degrading Ukraine's defensive capabilities and projecting military strength. The objective appears to be not only to inflict material damage, but also to exert psychological pressure, forcing the Ukrainian government to reconsider its strategic posture. International observers and intelligence agencies are closely monitoring the situation, attempting to ascertain the full extent of the damage and the specific targets hit. Simultaneously, Russian forces have achieved a critical breakthrough on the ground, successfully smashing through central Pokrovsk. This development represents a significant strategic advance for Russia, as Pokrovsk is a key logistical and defensive hub in the eastern Donbas region. The capture of central Pokrovsk would grant Russian forces a stronger foothold in the area, potentially enabling them to further consolidate their control over vital supply routes and transportation networks. The fighting in and around Pokrovsk has been fierce and protracted, with both sides committing substantial resources. The Ukrainian defenders, despite their valiant effort, appear to have been outmaneuvered or overwhelmed by the intensity of the Russian assault. This territorial gain is not merely symbolic, it has tangible implications for the broader military campaign. Control over Pokrovsk could open new avenues for Russian offensives, allowing them to advance deeper into Ukrainian-held territory or to cut off existing Ukrainian supply lines. The loss of central Pokrovsk would be a major setback for Ukraine, both militarily and morale-wise, as it underscores the persistent pressure on their eastern front. Analysts are examining the tactics employed by Russian forces to achieve this breakthrough, noting a likely combination of heavy artillery barrage, air support, and coordinated ground assault. The implications of these simultaneous military actions are profound. The large-scale strikes on Kyiv serves as a stark reminder that no part of Ukraine is truly safe from Russian aggression. Even the capital, which has previously weathered numerous attacks. This reinforced the narrative that Russia maintains the capability to project power across the entire country, forcing Ukraine to divide its resource between defending its cities and holding the front lines. The choice to strike Kyiv so decisively while simultaneously making significant gains on the ground in Pokrovsk suggests a coordinated strategy aimed at overwhelming Ukrainian defense on multiple fronts. This dual approach puts immense strains on Ukraine's military leadership, forcing difficult decisions regarding resource allocation and defensive priorities. The international community, particularly the United States under President Donald Trump and his Secretary of Defense, Peter Hegseth, will be closely evaluating this development. The sustained Russian offensive underscored the urgent needs for continued military aid to Ukraine, particularly advanced air defense systems to protect its cities and robust armored capabilities to bolster its ground force. The Secretary of Defense, Peter Hegseth, will undoubtedly be engaged in high-level discussion with allies and Ukrainian counterparts to assess the immediate needs and to coordinate a strategic response. The U.S. administration's stance has consistently been one of strong support for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity, and these latest Russian action will likely solidify that commitment, potentially leading to increased military assistance and expedite deliveries of critical equipment. The situation also presents significant challenges for diplomatic efforts, as the escalation of military action makes a peaceful resolution seems increasingly distant. The heavy bombardment of Kyiv and the breakthrough in Pokrovsk signal Russia's determination to achieve its objective through military means rather than through negotiation. This hardline approach put pressures on international mediators and exacerbate tensions on the global stage. From a tactical perspective, the assault on Kyiv, while devastating, might also be intended to divert Ukrainian resource and attention away from the more critical Eastern Front, where the breakthrough in Pokrovsk occurred. If Ukrainian command is forced to redeploy air defense assets or reserve units to protect the capital, it could weaken their defensive posture elsewhere, allowing Russian forces to exploit these vulnerabilities. This kind of strategic deception is a common tactic in warfare, and its potential effectiveness in this context will be closely scrutinized by military strategists. The psychological impact on the Ukrainian population, particularly in Kyiv, cannot be overstated. Constant threats of missile strikes and drone attacks contributes to war fatigues and undermines public morale, which is a key objective of such sustained bombardment. The resilience of the Ukrainian people has been remarkable, but relentless attack tests even the strongest resolve. The situation in Pokrovsk highlights the ongoing grinding warfare in the Donbas region. The capture of a central area like Pokrovsk signifies not just a tactical victory, but potentially a strategic shift in the local balance of power. It suggests that Russia has been able to concentrate sufficient combat power and effectively overcome Ukrainian resistance in a key sector. This could have a cascading effect, making it more difficult for Ukraine to defend neighboring towns and cities, or potentially forcing a broader strategic retreat in the area. The challenges faced by Ukrainian forces include maintaining supply lines under constant pressure, rotating exhausted troops, and replenishing equipment losses. The success in Pokrovsk indicates that Russia may have found weaknesses in Ukraine's defensive lines or successfully applied overwhelming forces. The fighting will likely continue to be intense as Ukraine attempts to stabilize the front and potentially launch counterattack to regain lost ground. The broader implications for global security are also significant. The continued escalation of the conflict underscores the fragility of peace in Europe and the persistent challenge posed by revisionist powers. The international community's response to these latest developments will be crucial in shaping future geopolitical dynamics. Strong coordinated action from allies, including robust sanctions and increased military aid, will be essential to deter further Russian aggressions and to support Ukraine's ability to defend itself. The role of international organizations and diplomatic initiatives becomes even more critical in such a volatile environment, though their effectiveness is often constrained by the realities on the battlefield. The ongoing conflict continues to strain global resources and attention, diverting focus from other pressing international issues. The economic consequences, though not the primary focus of this instruction, are inherently linked to the stability of the region and the global markets. Continued conflicts, particularly involving energy infrastructure and major urban centers, creates immense economic uncertainty. It impacts trade routes, commodity price, and investors' confidence worldwide. The cost of reconstruction in Ukraine, already immense, will only grow with each new wave of attack, placing a further burden on international aid efforts. In summary, the day has witnessed a severe escalation with a massive Russian strike on Kyiv, causing significant damage and raising alarms about urban security. Concurrently, Russian forces have achieved a crucial breakthrough by smashing through central Pokrovsk, marking a tactical victory that could have broader strategic implications for the Eastern Front. These coordinated actions underscore Russia's sustained military pressure and complicate Ukraine's defensive strategies, necessitating urgent reviews and potential increase of international military aid to bolster Ukraine's resilience against this intensified aggression. The situation will undoubtedly be a primary focus for world leaders and defense strategists in the coming days as they assess the ramifications of these developments. That's all for me for today. If you like the video presentation and you would like to follow for more, hit that subscribe and like button now. And we will continue to build this show for you. Thank you to all of you guys who have subscribed. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. I will see you soon. Bye for now.